Hi guys, how are you?
All good, Jack, thank you. Do you have time to tell us another story?
Sure. What about a super stylish lady who changed the way women dress, making clothes comfy and fancy? It's cool to know about her because she made a real revolution in the fashion world and helped girls feel free to be themselves.
Today, we are going to learn about a very special person, a French fashion designer named Gabrielle Bonheur Chanel, known to all as Coco Chanel. You might have heard her name before because she's super famous all around the world. There are more than 300 shops with her name and people love her creations. But why Coco Chanel so famous? What makes her brand so special and still one of the greatest after so many years? Well, to find out, we need to hear her story. Coco Chanel's story is about a brave woman who followed her own ideas and passions. She didn't care about what other people thought, and she wanted to be true to herself and find her purpose in life. When talking about Coco Chanel, we all think of luxury, glamorous and unaffordable dresses and accessories. Not many knows that she was born in 1883 in a poor house in France, daughter of a farmer and a street vendor. At the age of 12, after her mother died, she was sent to an orphanage in a convent, where she stayed until she was 18. It was here that Gabrielle learned to embroider, iron, and sew. Her first job was as seamstress in a draper's shop. When not sewing, she sang in a place called a cabaret, a fun show where people sing, dance, and keep an audience entertained. And that's where she got the nickname Coco, as she spent her nights singing often, "Who has been Coco?" Coco started her fashion career by making beautiful hats. She never got married, even though it was unusual at the time. As a single woman, it was very hard to start her business, but with the help of one of her friends and admirer, Arthur Boy Capel, who provided her premises and a loan, which she later repaid, she opened her first shop in Rue Cambon 21 and began to sell clothes as well as hats. She created clothes for active and independent women like herself, freeing them from wearing corset, unnecessary frills, hats, and heavy materials. She looked for fabrics like the jersey, usually a textile for underwear and stockings, that allowed for greater freedom of movement, and used it in her collection. She made short skirts, introduced trousers, and the iconic suit, a declaration of modern femininity which combined comfort and elegant simplicity. Many people didn't like what she was doing because it was not considered appropriate, but she didn't let that stop her. She kept following her view about how women should dress and inspire other women to do the same. Coco also made the color black super stylish, freeing it from its association with mourning dresses. Dubbed the Ford of fashion after the popular American car, Chanel's little black dress became a global hit. In 1921, she created her own perfume called Chanel No. 5, and it became the best-selling fragrance in the world and the signature of the couture house. It has a simple and elegant design, just like a fashion. The perfume was created by Ernest Beau, a perfumer introduced to her by the Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich, with whom she had a relationship. The perfumer presented her different fragrances to choose from, and she went for the fifth. From there, the idea of using the number as its name. On top of that, her new collection would have been released on the 5th of May, the 5th month of the year, and she thought this number would have bring luck to this perfume, and it certainly did. The success of the perfume opened up the space for her in the cosmetic industry, and she then offered makeup products and skincare as one. Coco Chanel was also the first designer to introduce large fake pearls with glittering gemstones in her costume jewelry line, which offer a less expensive alternative to the fine one. During World War II, Coco Chanel had to close her fashion shops because of the war. She started dating a German intelligence officer named Baron Hans Gunther von Dinklage. Some people said she worked with the Nazis because of this. After the war, she got arrested briefly but was not officially charged with anything. There were also rumors that Coco Chanel helped with secret missions during the war, like working with Winston Churchill, who was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom at the time, and talking to the German leaders. But there isn't clear proof of these things, and people still argue about what she really did during that time. She reopened her couture house after 14 years, at the age of 70 years old. Why did I return? Chanel later claimed in Life magazine. One night at dinner, Christian Dior, a famous French fashion designer, said a woman could never be a great one, and I wanted to prove him wrong. She died on the 10th of January 1971 in her suite at the Hotel Ritz in Paris. A remarkable fact to know is that the 87-year-old lady was there despite her age, working on a new collection, which was shown 2 weeks after her death. Coco Chanel was a determined woman who followed her dreams and encouraged other women to be themselves and not to be afraid to be different. She once said, "A girl should be two things, who and what she wants," and she truly lived by those words.